The most common day of the church year for churches of different denominations to get together and worship is today. In fact, in communities all over America today, many ministerial associations get together and will have some sort of joint community service. It's been that way for a long time. Growing up, the churches that my dad always served in, Good Friday almost never happened just at the church where we were at. It almost always happened with a group of churches together. And even in this community, I had a strong expectation when I got here, and I wasn't surprised at all that they already had quite a robust practice of getting together and worshiping as a single body on Good Friday. In fact, there's one going on at St. John's this afternoon that we could participate in, and there's also one tonight that we've participated in, every year since I've been here. And there are reasons for that. There's actually a very practical reason for that, and quite frankly, the first reason is that over the years, as we were bemoaning a little bit before it started, everything's open today, and attendance at these Good Friday services and individual congregations has diminished. And it certainly makes it a more meaningful day to get together with a lot of other folks. Quite frankly, we have a practice of worshiping on Good Friday, but our numbers in many congregations didn't sustain it to do it alone anymore. It was just a very practical reason that we would get together and worship on this day. But the second one, and this one is somewhat ironic, as we'll see in a minute. The second one normally goes like this. We might not agree on everything, but the cross is a place where we all come together and have unity. And on the surface, that statement is really true. There is something that is unifying about the story of Jesus' crucifixion on the cross. The ironic part is, under the surface, we actually, as a group of Christians, don't really agree about what that is. And I'm not here today to kind of go into all the variety of ways that people understand how the cross works or how the different strains of Christianity have answered the question over the years, how does the torture and execution of a man 2,000 years ago have anything to do with the brokenness of the world today? Because we all come to different answers of the how. That somehow part we really couldn't disagree more. And I think if we were to sit down and have a conversation in our ministerial group in town around the somehow of the cross or the how of the cross, that might blow it apart, actually. Of all the things that we could talk about, that one topic alone might create more division than unity. And so it's really ironic that we always sit down and say, we can worship together on Good Friday because at the foot of the cross, we all agree. Because we don't. But at the foot of the cross, we do all find unity. And we're unified in one thing, and there's probably a more graceful or more pulpit appropriate way of saying this, but we're all unified in our sucking. We suck as a people and as a race. And we do a lot of things that we shouldn't do. And we allow a lot of behaviors that we shouldn't allow. And we, as an entire race, are condemned as a race. Because often we're hateful, and often we're cliquish and tribal when we exclude folks on the basis of our own rules and our own anxieties about ourselves and our own self-preservation. And we're racist and sexist and classist. And we like our stuff more than we like other people. And we think that because someone lives nearby us, we should honor them more than someone who lives around the globe from us. And we choose our own pleasures over the care of others and our resources. And we let people do whatever evil they want because we're afraid to stop them. And we make up morals that protect our way of life instead of the lives of others. And we're wasteful and ungrateful. And that's really just a short list of all of the ways that we stink. And here's what the cross is, and here's how we're unified in it. Because the cross is the symbol and result of all of that. The cross is not the solution to our sin. The cross is the culmination of it. And then somehow, because of the symbol of that cross, that symbol that draws together all of the ways that we have hurt one another and all of the ways that we struggle and all the ways we've been hurt by other people, we're forgiven. And that is somehow we're unified. And today, however it works, however the culmination of our sin turns into our own forgiveness, I'm willing just to pull a typical theological move, and I'll just settle by saying what we often say in the church when we get ourselves in the corners: it's a mystery. But the unity of the cross is in our own sinfulness, and it's really important to recognize that, because it puts us on a level playing field with all of our brothers and sisters on this planet. We have no right or liberty to lord it over any other living creature on this planet, because we all are unified at the base of the cross in our own sinfulness. But the forgiveness comes, importantly, and that the cross gives us a focal point for our sin and the suffering and evil of this world. And it allows us to locate in the cross a place where all of that sin goes and we can leave it behind. It is as though all the evil of the cosmos was captured in that moment, and it was buried in that tomb. And it is no longer on the loose, and it can no longer hold sway over us. Can we get that vision in our mind of all the troubles, both self-inflicted and systemic in our world, as though they were being pulled into the wood of the cross that has an irresistible gravitational pull of the self-giving, incarnate God in the person of Jesus of Nazareth, loving his creation? The cross is some kind of redemptive black hole. And then, as the cross is consumed in the love of God and darkness fills the land, it is quiet. But not for long, because there is about to be a supernova of a new reality exploding from an empty tomb in just 3 days. Amen.